All right, guys, look, we're here. We cut it very, very close, but we did make the postseason. So we can forget about those 162 preliminary games now. We can focus on the main event. So let's get out there and let's make it count this year, can we? I don't think my sanity can take another Cubs playoff. Let's find creative ways to win for a change.
Go Cubs, go! Go Cubs, go! Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to the postseason with the Chicago Cubs. It was of course never in doubt that we were going to get here. It is our final season at the club as well with Out of the Park Baseball 25. Not that far away. We're going to struggle to get through this if we go deep into the postseason, but let's hope we do, and I'll deal with that down the line. Now we are facing the Brewers as we always seem to do. And, well, let's not get ourselves too carried away here, but we did have a winning record over them this season, 7-6. Now, if we look at runs for, we scored 692, which was 8th. They scored 717, which was 6th. So they were slightly better than us, but defensively, and this is where we put a lot of our eggs this season, was into our pitching. We were 5th with 637 runs conceded. They were 7th with 664. So the gaps between, the matchup is very, very even. So what we need to happen is obviously our bats to show up finally for a postseason, and then our pitching, which we've spent a lot of money. Well, actually, we didn't spend that much money on it because they were all sort of on league minimum still, but we need our pitching to show up for us, don't we? We really, really do. Now, if we have a quick look at our what's it called? Squads here, rosters, postseason rosters. Now, the big question, we're going to have Perez go today, which is a bit of a no-brainer. We've got Viskov, ideally would go next, but he's going to be going on 4 days rest, or if it's not him, it would be Medell. Now, we look here, I've got it set to road stats, so apologies, it's maybe a little bit difficult to read. Medell's road ERA is not great. His ERA plus is under 100, and his FIP is 510. So, yeah, we really ideally want to win this so the pressure's off a little bit in Game 2. I'm looking at Eldridge as a potential Game 2 starter. He has the stamina to be a starter, and he has a better road record over the course of the season, albeit from 43 innings pitched, but he is and can be a starter. So we'll see. We'll just see. We'll see what happens in this one. But, yeah, that is, we're just a little short having to really have pushed so hard at the end of the season to actually get into the postseason. So, yeah, let's go and have a quick look here at the rosters. Rosters lineups. It's early in the morning I'm recording this, so I need to have another coffee, I think. Let's go check the lineups. All right, so we've got Nate Frost leading us off at shortstop. Then we've got Peralta at second base. We've got McQuaid in left field. I didn't actually show you the hitting, did I? But anyway, it's the same as it's been all season. The hitters. Vlad cleans up at first base. Patterson in right field. Ramirez at second base. He's been there sort of late season, so let's hope he can continue that form. Bracefield DHing at 7. He's in a bit of a slump, but let's hope postseason it gets him out of that. De Leon and Cronquist, who's been disappointing this season, I've got to say, with about. He makes up the 9. Perez with a 14-9 record this regular season, ERA of 354, whip of 121, up against Mancillas for them. Now, he did have a losing record of 9-10, but ERA of 417, a whip of 121 is not the worst. The whip is exactly the same as Perez, so that goes to show that maybe he was a little bit unlucky. And if we look at the records against each other, a 1-1 this season for Perez with an ERA of 270 against the Brewers, and Mancillas, he had a 1-0 record against with an ERA of 286. So it's a very, very close matchup in terms of the pitching. The bats are pretty weak. Looks like maybe just shade it. Now, Jordan Lawler, it says that we win that matchup. I don't know if we do. He always gets it done against us, which is just so frustrating. And we've played this team so much. It's like sort of playing your baby brother, isn't it? We just seem to constantly run into each other in the back garden. All right, let's go and do this. All right, now there was some comments that I should take over doing substitutions and stuff, particularly for the postseason. I did actually sort of I started a game off camera just to see how I liked it. As we start with a hit up the middle, a bit of a pitcher killer for Frost with a leadoff single, first pitch of the game. I really didn't like it, guys, so I'm not going to do it. It's much easier to sit here and complain about what somebody else is doing than have to actually do it yourself. But also, I do actually, as a serious point as well, we're the general manager of the club. It seems to me the general manager doesn't make substitutions in-game, as McQuaid 3-1 pitch and pops it up. Ideally, now we'll see where that pitch was located. Didn't really need to be swinging at that, did he? He probably would have found himself on base. So Vlad, 2 out, 1 on. Let's see what he can do. 1-2 pitch. Vlad forgets to swing, and that'll do it for the first. So we'll go and have a pitch. Perez will face Morales for them. And it is a full count. And we start with a little looper into left field that McQuaid catches comfortably for 1 away. Lawler now. He only batted 191 this regular season. I guarantee you he'll do more than that against us. He does it every time. If you watch my Football Manager stuff, he is very much... He's Ab Gareth, basically, for baseball. We need to sign him just so he doesn't play against us. Bobby Witt. Now, Bobby, that's a double play ball. 1, 2, Ramirez turns it. Not the best defensive player, but that was easy enough for him. That'll end the inning. Bobby Witt actually was a free agent last season, so if we had known that Ellie De La Cruz was going to retire, we probably would have made a very big play at him to try and get him in to replace De La Cruz. But as it turns out, it hasn't worked out too badly for us as Ramirez comes in now. But yeah, so that's a bit of a shame as Ramirez gets a hit into right field. So a 1-out single. Can the bottom of the order come up big for us here? It's Bracefield now in his slump. A 1-2 pitch. Bracefield into left field. Is that going to drop in? No, it's not. So 2 away with a man at first for De Leon even. First pitch. De Leon, he's lined it straight back to the pitcher. A little bit unlucky. And that'll do it for the top of the second. Perez to Mills now. Mills is in a hot streak. Let's hope we can extinguish that flame for him. A 1-1 pitch. And that is into center field, and it'll be a leadoff single. And that flame still burns. I meant to say too, if you don't already, on the Discord, the Facebook group, or Twitter, I will always call it Twitter. I refuse to call it X. We've got 2 on, 1 out now. Earlier today, I would have posted, or I did post the lineups and the playoff roster, things like that. So if you're not already part of that, there's links in the description of the video, and you get a little preview of the episode, as that is caught in right field, and Patterson does well actually to stop the runner advancing over to third. So 1 out, 2 on for Guzman. An 0-2. Perez gets a strikeout, 2 down. That's big. And can we end things now with the Turi at the plate? It's a 1-1 pitch. That's a well hit ground ball, and it is loading of the bases. Frost can't make the play. And it is Sikayella. Let's go with that. 2 out, 2 loaded bases, 2-2 pitch, straight up in the air, 2 hands, eyes open, don't drop it, we don't. And that is that. I wonder if that's one of those, like in cricket, when the ball goes straight up like that, it's so difficult to catch. You'd just much rather it just be cracked straight at you so you catch it without thinking. I wonder if it's the same in baseball. I mean, obviously it's much easier to catch with a glove than bare hand, but yeah, I just wonder if they stand under it and it's just like, this is horrible, because it is actually more difficult in cricket anyway, sometimes, just in generally, to catch them, because they tend to be wobbling as well, and it's an error. No, wait, we're batting, that's okay, it's an error, yeah? Frost is on base again, alright, come on, Peralta. But yeah, I do wonder sometimes if they just rather it be lined straight at them, and that could be a double play ball. Run, Peralta. And the error amounts to nothing. Alright, there is a risk with Peralta, of course, that having been brilliant through the regular season, he gets to the postseason and maybe freezes a little bit. So let's hope that doesn't actually happen to him. But he hasn't had a cracking start, as Morales gets a leadoff single out into right field. Lawler, 1 for 1. Of course he is. An 0-1 pitch. Lays down a bunt. It's a good one. He'll advance the runner to second. It'll be 1 away. And it'll be Bobby Witt to the plate, who is 0 for 1 today. It's a first pitch swing. And that is into left field. Oh, McQuaid showing he does have a little bit of defensive instincts. And it is a wonderful catch out there for 2 away. Josh Mills now, who's 1 for 1, a 3-0. Given that he's in a hot streak, 2 out, open base, that maybe makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? Torkelson, though, is also 1 for 1 and has a bit of power about him. It's a 2-1 pitch. And it's a 3-run home run. Well, that's the risk you run, isn't it? And we are 3-0 down in the third. 2 out, Furness at the plate. He is 0 for 1. It's a first pitch swing. And it is to first base. Vlad has it, ends the inning. But we have work to do in Game 1 of the Wildcard Series. And it'll be McQuaid to lead us off. 0 for 1 today. It's a 2-2 pitch. And McQuaid gets it down the third base line all the way to the fence in left field. And it will be at least a double. He's not the quickest. So he slides into second with a leadoff double. Now we need to just chip away here, don't we? It is Vlad to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. It's a full count. Vlad up the middle. And is that going to score McQuaid? It is not. Sensibly, I think, perhaps. Stays at third. So runners at the corners, none out but Patterson, who is 0 for 1. A 1-2. Patterson, is that going to get caught? It is. Now, is it deep enough to score McQuaid? Yes, it is. So a sac fly for Patterson. Pulls one back, 1 out, runner at first, run across the plate. Ramirez at the plate, who is 1 for 1. Ramirez into center field. It is going to be caught for a second then. It looked like it might find the grass out there, but no such luck. So 2 out, runner at first now for Bracefield, who's 0 for 1. A 1-1. Bracefield, that's going to be caught, floats into right field. And the fourth ends, top of the fourth ends anyway, with us 3-1 behind. It is Guzman now to face Perez, who is 0 for 1. A 2-2 pitch. And a strikeout for 1 away. In comes Deturi, who is 1 for 1. A 2-2 pitch. And that is into center field. De Leon comes running in and makes the catch. Oh, the outfield defense is looking good today, isn't it? And it is Cicadella. An 0-2 pitch. And that will end the 4th. So we'll go to the 5th 2 runs down. And De Leon will lead us off. He is 0 for 1 today. A 2-1 pitch. And De Leon into left field, and that's going to drop in. So De Leon, outstanding catch in center field, then a leadoff single as well. Not a bad 15 minutes or so for him. And it's Cronquist at the plate now, who's 0 for 1. A full count. Oh. We go to the tracker. No, it was straight down the middle. How do you not swing at that? Nate Frost, who is 1 for 2. He did reach on an error. And he strikes out on 3 pitches. So 2 down now for Peralta, who's 0 for 2. First pitch. There goes De Leon. Not even close. Really, we had to go for it. And he's a good base runner as well. So no complaints with that. Morales now is 1 for 2. A 2-2 pitch. And that is to Frost, who is throwing him out at first for 1 away. Lawler, 1 for 1. Sack bunt, wasn't it, last time up for him? It's a full count. And that is into left field, where McQuaid barely moves and makes the catch for the second out of the inning for Witt Jr. to come up now, who's 0 for 2. A 1-1 pitch. And that is again into left field. Easy for McQuaid. And that'll do it for the 5th. So it is still 3-1 to the Brewers. Peralta will lead us off. A 1-2 pitch. And that is a ground ball. That is out at first. And signs are Peralta maybe freezing a little bit on the big stage here. McQuaid is 1 for 2. It's a full count on him. McQuaid draws a walk. So 1 out, 1 on for Vladimir. He is 1 for 2. It's another full count. Vlad draws a walk. 2 on, 1 out for Bobby Patterson now, who is 0 for 1 today. With that RBI though, of course. First pitch into right field. That's going to be caught. McQuaid will stay at second. And it'll fall on Alejandro Ramirez, who is 1 for 2 to keep the inning alive. It's a 3-1. And Ramirez up the middle. Is that going to score McQuaid for the second time this game? He goes home. And it is McQuaid 2, the Brewers 3. On the RBI single from Ramirez. Now Bracefield, can he keep this inning going for us? He is 0 for 2. It's a first pitch. It is... Why are you swinging at that? Unsurprisingly, for a pitch high and inside, it is popped up, caught by the second baseman and ends the inning. Look at that. How are you swinging at that first pitch of an at-bat? Anyway, Perez will face Mills, who is 1 for 1. He walked, I think, last time up, didn't he? A full count this time. And he walks again. Now, remember Perez, we did this, and Torkelson smacked you over the fence. He's 2 for 2, is old Spence. That should be caught, though, as De Leon comes in. Runner will stay at first, 1 away. And Jean Pinto will come into the game. So Perez, I mean, it was just the 1 inning, wasn't it? He hasn't done much wrong apart from that. But let's see what Pinto can do. He was brilliant 2 postseasons ago, wasn't he? I think he actually won the MVP of a series, as that gets into center field. And we'll have runners at the corners with 1 away now, which is slightly concerning. But last year, Pinto was an absolute disgrace. So let's hope we get 2 seasons ago Pinto and not last season Pinto. De Guzman now, 0 for 2. First pitch. That is popped into center field. Can we stop the run from scoring? De Leon's got a good throw on him. Oh, Ernesto De Leon keeps it a 1-run game. And that'll do it for the 6th. All right, De Leon will now lead us off. 1-4-2. First pitch. De Leon looked like the end of the bat, didn't it? Ground ball to second base, 1 away. And that'll do it. So Seth Lonsway, we'll remember that name, won't we? He's going to face Billy Cronquist, who's 0 for 2. It is a 2-2 pitch. Lonsway, of course, was always very good for us. He just wanted too much money to be able to stay as he gets his first out. So we go back to the top of the order for Frost, who is 1 for 3 today. Another 1-2 pitch. And that is a strikeout to end at the top of the 7th and take us to stretching time. Alright, welcome back. It is Pinto continuing on the mound. De Ture will lead them off. He is 1 for 2. And he'll be thrown out at first by Peralta, and that'll be 1 away. It'll bring in Sikayella, who is 0 for 2. First pitch swing. And that is going to be caught by De Leon. So Pinto having a much more convincing bottom of the 7th. As Morales will come in now, 1 for 3, a 1-1 pitch. And that is a little chopper down to third base for a 2-out single. Excuse me. Alright, Lawler now, who's 1 for 2. A 2-2 pitch. Oh, Pinto ties him in a knot. And that will do it. We go to the 8th, 1 run down. Peralta will face new man Leon, who's on the mound. Peralta 0 for 3. Come on, mate. Let's start your postseason here. First pitch. And it is back to the pitch up. Yeah, I mean, let's hope he's just having a bit of an off day and it's not nerves or anything like that. It is McQuaid who is 1 for 2. He's scored twice already. Won't be scoring a third one here, though, because that is a strikeout. And it is Vlad now, who's 1 for 2. An 0-1 pitch. Vlad up the middle with a pitcher killer, and that'll be a 2-out single for him. So tying run aboard. Now, of course, we're not going to have the greatest part of our order up here in the 9th, so we could probably do with Patterson extending this inning for us. He's 0 for 2. It's an 0-1 pitch. And Patterson! Is it deep enough? Bobby Patterson! Go on! Bobby Patterson turns a 1-run deficit into a 1-run lead with a 414-foot home run. It is now 4-3 to the Cubs. And Alejandro Ramirez will come in 2 for 3 today. A 1-2 pitch. And he strikes out, but for the first time, we are in front in this wildcard game 1. And Pinto will continue to whip Jr., who is 0 for 3. Can we keep the 0? It's a 2-2 pitch. It is into left field. McQuaid cannot catch that one. So tying run is aboard with a leadoff single. Pinto to Mills now, who's 1 for 1 and been walked a couple of times. First pitch. That's into left field. Oh, Pinto, don't do this, mate. Is the lead gone? No, but with none out, we have runners at second and third. And Pinto might need to... It's got to go, doesn't he? And it's Torkelson, who's already hit 1 home run today. A 2-2 pitch. And that is into left field. Can McQuaid stop the run from scoring? Doesn't have the strongest arm. And we are tied at 4 in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out and a man at third. Pinto to Furness now, who's 1 for 3. First pitch, we walk in. That gets a double play. That is absolutely fine. Can we get the double play ball now? It's Guzman who's 0 for 3. It's a full count. Oh We've walked in to load the bases. All right, Pinto needs to go, I think. Cabrera comes in. He has been brilliant for us, but another one of these guys that's young, and we don't really know what we're going to get from him. It is Deture, who is 1 for 3. It's a 1-0 pitch. Double play ball would be superb. Can we get it? We might have just got it. We get the run at the plate. Can we get the man at first? No. So it is still tied. 2 out now. And Sikiela to the plate, who is 0 for 3. Let's keep this 0. It's a full count. Oh, we've walked in the run. And we are behind just like that. It's still loaded bases. It's not done yet. This needs to be caught. It is. And we need at least a run in the 9th. And as I said, it's not the premier part of the order, is it? Bracefield, who is 0 for 3 and then a slump, will lead us off. It's a full count. Can he get himself on base? And if so, will we pinch run? He doesn't get himself on base. And it is De Leon now who's 1 for 3. It's a 2-2 pitch. And that is going to be caught. We're down to our final out. It's Cronquist that's going to come to the plate. He has been nothing but disappointing with the bat all season. He's 0 for 3 today. First pitch. And he ends the game. Well, we snatched defeat from the jaws of victory there, didn't we? So we find ourselves 1 game from elimination. And, yeah, the pitching it just baffles me. I don't understand how we can just constantly have so many bad pitches. I mean, the thing is that it's 1 game, isn't it? And, you know, Pinto might be brilliant for the next three outings, and he'll get his ERA back down. But when we really need anybody that puts on a Cubs shirt for the last 11 seasons, when we really need them in the postseason, they all run and hide, don't they? And it's just so frustrating and disappointing. And I just don't know anything. I don't know what I could have done at any point to make it better. But anyway, we're not done yet. Game 2 is up tomorrow. We have to win that. Wiskov on a short rest. That is probably what we need to do, isn't it? Or do we go with Eldridge? We're going to go with Eldridge, I think. We'll stick Medell there. He can go into long relief. That should be fine. And Eldridge can go in game 2. Because really, Eldridge's ERA is better. I mean, yes, he's not starting, but it's better than anybody else there on the road. And he does have a starter's stamina. So we'll go with that. See what happens. Can't be any worse, can it? So, could be the last one ever, guys, tomorrow. Or next time, anyway. Take care.